Hi, friends. It's Pastor Tom here. Welcome to week 48 of the Bible in 365. I hope that you're having a great day. I'm actually out here on the road this week, but wanted to check in and spend a few minutes getting ready for this week's readings in the Bible in 365. So last week, I started to ask you some important questions about what's next for you as we start to come to the end of our year together reading the Bible. And so I asked you to start reflecting on what are the things that you've learned this year? Are there sections of the Bible that you feel like you need to revisit? Are there sections of the Bible that were really meaningful to you and you think, I'd like to spend more time studying that? I want you to start asking yourself those questions and really start to look for what do you need to do next in your spiritual development? Do you need a deeper dive Bible study? Do you need more time to pray and to journal and to reflect? Or maybe you need to read the Bible again and you want to go through a year's worth of readings again. Start to think about what's right for you. And next week, I'll bring you a couple of different resources that you can look to as you begin to plan what's next in your spiritual journey. Now, for this week, we are going to be finishing the book of Ezekiel, and then we're going to go into the New Testament where we're going to read three very short epistles from the Apostle John, and then a very short epistle from Jude, and then we'll just begin to start the book of Daniel. Now, we've been reading Ezekiel for almost 3 weeks now. And as we come to the end of Ezekiel, there are two really extraordinary visions that we're going to see at the end of Ezekiel. The first one in Ezekiel 37 is the vision of the valley filled with dry bones. So Ezekiel sees this valley filled with dry bones, and the dry bones, they're representative of the spiritual health of the people of Israel. Obviously, they've experienced death, they've experienced exile. And so what we're seeing in Ezekiel 37 is a visual representation of that. And then those dry bones start to come to life as a symbol of hope and restoration for the Israelites. The chapter also includes the prophecy of the two sticks, which symbolize the reunification of Israel and Judah under one king. So Ezekiel 37 is a very important passage, not just in Ezekiel, but in the whole Old Testament. It is one of the most hope-filled passages that we read in the Bible. Now, in chapters 40 to 48, the book of Ezekiel concludes with a fantastic vision of a new temple. So remember, the temple in Jerusalem was destroyed by Nebuchadnezzar. And so Ezekiel has this vision of a new temple. And this new temple is filled with God's Spirit, and he has this detailed vision in which he not only sees the temple, but he sees things down to the precise measurements of the temple and the curtains of it. It's almost reminiscent of the detail about the tabernacle that we saw back in the book of Exodus. Now, when we get to the New Testament this week, we're going to read three short letters that were written by the Apostle John. And those letters were written about 85 AD, so late in the first century. And as you read through those letters, you'll see three repeated themes. The first is the theme of love. So they draw on Jesus' command to love one another. And on the basis of that command, they talk about the need to love others as God loves us. And it's in the letters of John that we get the teaching that God is love, that God's very essence is the love that we're called to share. A second theme in the letters of John is the theme of truth. So John hones in on the importance of leaning into the truth of Christ and how that truth can help us in the face of the false teachings that we will experience in this world. And then the third theme of John's epistles is the theme of community. So as followers of Jesus, we can't endure the faith. We can't endure in the faith if we're not connected to each other. And so John focuses on our need for the community of believers to encourage, inspire, and strengthen our faith. I appreciate you enduring a very quick check-in with me as I travel this week. Look forward to seeing you back here for more of the Bible in 365 next week. And in the meantime, I pray the Lord will bless you.